Hello, family, friends, and fellow sojourners. I just want to thank you for showing an interest in these vlogs that I'm sharing with you. And this particular story is a continuum of the book that I wrote, A Basket Full of Broken Eggs, that I shared with you the last time. Back in 1997, 2 months after we lost our father, my stepfather, the man that raised me from the time I was 3 years old on, we found out, I think around the beginning of April, that our mother had lung cancer too. A different kind of cancer that apparently was, at the time, about a year before, would have been very treatable had it not been ignored by her doctor. She was showing signs, but they weren't running the proper tests. But my sister, the nurse, decided that something needed to be looked at more carefully, and sure enough, they found cancer in her bronchial tubes. So we needed to take care of her, my two sisters and I, and my brother-in-law, my youngest sister's husband, and my husband. So all five of us took shifts to take care of her. I was really struggling with the idea that I had lost my birth father in November and my stepfather in January. And then we were given a death sentence for my mother, who I wasn't ready to let go. It was just too much trauma, too much loss. So I really struggled with the idea that my mother, who had DNR orders, which stands for Do Not Resuscitate, she had those orders on the refrigerator, which meant that whoever was taking care of her at the time was not to call 911 when she was dying. Well, I cried out to God and said, Lord, I don't know that I could do this. I don't know that I could be as strong as my sister was when she held my father in her arms when he took his last breath. I didn't know if I'd be strong enough. I didn't know if my little sister would be strong enough. So I cried out to God and said, God, please help me in this. Give me the strength that I need, the courage that I need to be able to handle this if I'm to be with her when she takes her last breath. But the Lord had a way of ministering to me, again, by using birds. Just like He'd used a sparrow to minister to me with my father. And in the Daddy's Ashes vlog, he had a little sparrow build a nest outside of our bathroom window. And it was right at the bottom of our bathroom window, sitting on a vine that was growing. And even though I knew she was building that nest, she and her little mate, I couldn't really open the window without disturbing her and maybe frightening her off. So I'd go off on our back porch and I would look at it and marvel at God's timing. Because what He told me was, your mother will not die until the last bird leaves the nest. Well, of course, I quickly did some research on that and found that it takes about 15 days. It takes several days to build the nest, and it takes several days to lay each egg, and then you've got about 14 days to 15 days before they hatch, and then you've got another 15 to 18 days before they fly away. So I knew I had time for it to register in my mind and get prepared for losing her. But when the Lord said that she won't die until the last baby or the last bird leaves that nest, I could rest assured when I would go take care of her that it wasn't that day that I was going to lose her. So I was preparing myself mentally for it. Well, on the 4th of July, I would look at that nest every time it was my shift, and I would see the little eggs, and then I saw the little babies hatch, and then I saw them getting stronger and more feathers, and so I knew the time was coming, so I was bracing myself. And my little sister would say, we're going to lose her today, and I said, no, we're not. And she said, well, how do you know? And I said, because I just know that we're not going to lose her today. And she's a devout Christian, but God didn't give this word of truth to her. He gave it to me because I'm the one that cried out and said, Lord, give me a sign, something I can hold on to. So on 4th of July, because it was a holiday, all three of us, my older sister and my younger sister and I, were together at my mother's house. And we were talking about the good old days and what it was like to be children back in the day, and talking about our mother. And one of us, and I don't remember which one it was, went up to check on her. And then they yelled down the stairs, and I'm kind of think it was my younger sister yelled down the stairs and said, she's taking her last breaths. So we ran upstairs and we held her and we loved on her and we said, Mom, it's okay, you can go. We'll be okay. And she took her last breath. And the Lord orchestrated all that so that we would be with her, so she didn't die alone, and also that we would be together as sisters and could cry on each other's shoulder. And sure enough, when I got home, I went to look at that nest, and all the babies were gone. And I just thought the Lord was so gracious in the way He orchestrated that to minister to me so I could be prepared, and He made sure I wasn't by myself, and that we did what she wanted, which was to just let her go without heroic measures. So as the scriptures talk about, the Lord cares about the little sparrow, and that not one falls dead to the ground that He doesn't know about it. He also knows the needs of me and my issues, and He even knew the needs of my mother, and that all three of her girls were going to be with her the day she died. But after we had the service for her, and the Lord said, now you can write your book. And I thought, that's strange. I had already written the book, and I'd already named the book, and already had a publisher that wanted the book. Why did He tell me that? And it occurred to me that when I sat up in bed and set a basket full of broken eggs in the middle of the night in the dark, that it was a foretelling that that was what the Lord was going to use to minister to me on the day that my mother died, because it surely was a basket, and the broken eggs had 5 little babies in there that grew up and feathered out and flew away. So His timing is perfect. So I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope it blessed you and ministered to you. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this, or give me a thumbs up or even a thumbs down, or leave a comment so that I know that this is making an impact in your life. I'm praying that it does. But I need to be encouraged to know that I'm doing right by sharing these stories with people that could be gleaning something from them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. God bless you, my friends. Take care.